Hello, this is Tony Khan. Hope you're well. I'm reaching out on behalf of All Elite Wrestling. We want to make you an offer. Talk to you soon.
Hey everyone, Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com, and this is my review of the AEW Fight Forever console video game for the Nintendo Switch. After the release of the game was delayed, it was finally released on June 29th, 2023. Early reviews of the game were mixed, so I really wasn't quite sure what to expect. The game starts with a video package hyping up AEW and asks gamers if they are daring enough. After a loading screen with a wrestler, we see the game's menu. As far as match types go, there are the usual options, including singles, tag matches, triple threats, and four-ways. One match type that is unique to this game is the exploding barbed wire match. You have the Casino Battle Royale, which is similar to a Royal Rumble in WWE games. However, there was one noticeable omission, and that was a steel cage match. This surprised me because cage matches have been featured in most wrestling games going back to the early 1990s. I feel like there were limitations in how I could customize the match stipulations compared to other games in the past. For instance, there's no option to set a time limit, and you have to select a specific match if you want a match without DQs or countouts. There is a selection of wrestlers to choose from in alphabetical order, and while there's a decent amount available, it feels like there could be more. There are a few things about the game that are dated, including the now former AEW personality William Regal appearing on the screen at various times to give you tutorials on how to play. The gameplay is similar to other wrestling games. You have your strong and weak grapples, you have the ability to block attacks as well as block punches and kicks. One thing I noticed is that when you are in the middle of a move sequence, it cannot be stopped by another player. The animation is good for the most part, although sometimes it can look glitchy. Hold on a second. Did Christian Cage just no-sell Luchasaurus's signature move? He popped right back up from that thing like he was Hulk Hogan, for crying out loud. The game is violent. You have numerous weapons you can use to attack your opponents, and I do like the variety. There's plenty of blood and wounds that appear on the wrestlers during matches, and in the exploding barbed wire match, you actually have explosives going off after 2 minutes. The entrances in Fight Forever are very short. You literally just see the wrestler appearing on the stage and posing for about 10 seconds before the game moves on to the next wrestler or to the start of the match. I personally found this to be disappointing, as I enjoyed watching the full entrances in previous games. Of course, some people will just skip the entrances, but I like having the option of being able to watch them. You have the ability to create your own wrestler, although I was disappointed with the overall lack of depth in customization options compared to other games. This was probably the feature that I was looking forward to the most, since I like creating various fictional characters. There is a hockey mask available, so you can make Jason Voorhees, but there's not really all that much else to work with. There are plenty of moves to choose from for your custom wrestler. Wait a minute. They actually named the F5 diverticulitis, which is a real disease that Brock Lesnar had. Wow. You can customize the arena and how it looks, although there's no option to upload your own design or logo. I really wanted to make a NoDQ.com arena, but maybe down the line? The Road to Elite is a single-player story mode. It reminded me of Street Fighter since there's a map shown on the screen as you travel from city to city to rise up in the AEW rankings. I like how the footage was implemented from actual AEW events, such as the press conference to launch the company. You have your wrestler in various other settings, which is interesting, such as restaurants and autograph signings. I like it. I like the story mode. There is an in-game currency to unlock various wrestlers, including Cody Rhodes, as well as other accessories, such as items for your custom wrestler. It was nice that I was able to unlock a lot of these items without actually having to play the game for very long. The last thing I wanted to talk about are the mini games. I don't really know why we needed them when there are so many other features missing. There's one game called Penta Says, which reminds me of Shy Guy Says from Mario Party. There's also a pop quiz which did not appear to have too many questions since I played it twice and got a duplicate question on the second game, literally the second game. There's also a chip gather game where you collect casino chips while trying to avoid bombs dropping from the ceiling. Again, it felt very much like a Mario Party minigame. My final verdict on AEW Fight Forever is that it's a good game, but I would not call it a great game. The graphics look like a game from the early 2000s, such as Smackdown vs. Raw. Better than No Mercy, but not a whole lot better. Gameplay, however, is, in my opinion, the most important factor, and while it doesn't have the most realistic gameplay, I do think it's fun. It doesn't remind me so much of No Mercy as it reminds me of games such as Smackdown vs. Raw. And one in particular that I thought of was WrestleMania 18 on the GameCube. WrestleMania 18 comes to mind because that game was very bare bones. The follow-ups had a lot more to them, such as Day of Reckoning and WrestleMania 19. I'm hopeful that there will be some downloadable content in the future with more customization options and just more to do, so there'll be long-term replay value with this game. Fight Forever does lag at times, which is probably more of an issue with the Nintendo Switch version compared to the PlayStation and Xbox versions. The loading screens can also be slow at times. Overall, if you are a fan of AEW, I think you will be satisfied with this game, and you will also enjoy it if you are a fan of the early 2000s style of wrestling games. Fight Forever doesn't offer anything groundbreaking, but it's a solid game that is fun to play by yourself or with a group of friends. Thank you all for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, tell a friend, spread the word. Make sure you stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest wrestling news and rumors. Take care, everyone, and remember, say yes to NoDQ.com.